I hate these glasses.
Mm. How bad are your other ones broken?
Oh, I threw a picture up on Facebook. The left arm is completely off.
I see.
So they don't really stay on my face all that good.
Yeah.
These ones, the prescription in these ones is at least like 6 years old.
Yeah.
So,
I just went through the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just went through the same thing. Had to get a brand new pair myself because Lucy busted the nose piece off of one of the sides.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fun.
I like how we still have Hitler Cena down the corner there.
Oh, I put him back until something better comes along. Hitler Cena remains.
You mean Hitler Cena is not your full-time Google avatar?
No, that's still Seth Rollins' logo. I haven't gotten around to doing that.
All right, let's see here. I think I'm ready. Oh, hang on. Now I'm ready. Okay. All right. Ready? Ready?
Ready.
Ready. Okay. 2:15. In 3, 2, 1, record. This week's episode of The Rundown is brought to you by Borden Statue Removal Service. We specialize in the disposal of bronze statues that oddly splinter like wood. Borden Statue Removal Service will crush the competition.
It's more than WWE budget cuts.
Sean wants to know, Hitler Cena is pretty good, but why not Mussolini Orton? There's your next MS Paint task.
I'm pretty sure I've explained by now that I do not know how to use Photoshop in the slightest bit.
I didn't say Photoshop. I said MS Paint.
I don't even know what Mussolini looks like. Let's take a look.
More. No, sorry, I missed it. In case you missed it during last night's episode of Raw, a fan jumped the rail and walked with Seth Rollins down the ramp before security got to him. Even made camera for about 2 seconds. What would you say to Seth Rollins if you were walking to the ring with him?
I totally jerked off to your dick pic.
Hey, I really like your theme song. Mussolini Orton.
Mussolini. Let's see what this fucker looks like.
Yeah, I've heard he makes the trains run on time. More likely to kick out of a pinfall than Eva Marie. It's episode 215 of The Rundown. My name is Adam. I'm your host, and it is Tuesday, September 8th, 2015. Joining me this week, the one, the only, Troy is here.
That's right, I'm here.
Those are some eyeballs on that guy.
How do you make Mussolini Orton? It's just a bald dude. He's already Mussolini Orton.
Find a picture of Mussolini in a hat.
There
Take a picture of Orton and put a hat on. Or I don't know. I don't know. But for those of you listening at home, Troy has found a picture, possibly, and this is weird. This is an odd phrase to say, but possibly the creepiest picture of Mussolini.
I didn't even have to go to like the second page of Google image results for that.
Nope, it's just right there.
It's just right there.
Creepy Mussolini. Before we get to anything, we have a couple of updates from stories that we talked about last week.
Eva Marie is still employed.
Sadly. So last week we talked about James, let's say L. Snuka. A 2013 article has resurfaced looking at Vince McMahon's involvement in the 1983 investigation into the death of Nancy Argentino. As we talked about last week, Snuka has been charged with third-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter in the death. While McMahon's participation isn't in the investigation isn't news, it's also not as widely known as the allegations against Snuka. McMahon was part of the meeting that Snuka had with District Attorney William Platt, now a Pennsylvania Senior Superior Court judge, then Assistant District Attorney Robert Steinberg, and the medical examiner on June 1st, 1983. An excerpt of the article is below. Whitehall Police Detectives Jerry Prokanen, Al Fritzinger, and Vincent Geiger were also at the meeting, according to police records. There's no official record of what was said, and Snuka doesn't remember much of what happened. There's a shock.
Convenient.
Writing in his book, quote, "All I remember is McMahon had a briefcase with him," unquote. Quote, "I don't know what happened. The only thing I know for sure is I didn't hurt Nancy." Steinberg, now a Lehigh County judge, said Snuka didn't say much and McMahon did all the talking. Again, shocking. Quote, "I remember Vince McMahon being what Vince McMahon always has been, very effusive. He was very protective, a showman," Steinberg said, noting he couldn't recall specifics of the conversation. Quote, "He was the mouthpiece trying to direct the conversation." Prokanen said McMahon gave authorities, whoops, stop doing that, thank you. Gave authorities the phone numbers of wrestlers and managers they wanted to speak with. Fritzinger could not be reached for comment, and Geiger died in 1984. Mysterious. Platt wouldn't comment when asked if Whitehall police pushed for charges to be filed. WWE responded to the newly resurfaced article with a statement which reads, quote, "The insinuation that a group of medical examiners, detectives, and prosecutors, including 2 who became judges, could have their integrity compromised and participate in improper activity during the course of a meeting is absurd, categorically false, and insulting to all parties. We are hopeful that justice will prevail." The Morning Call has published a new report looking at the primary pieces of evidence that resulted in the indictment. The site notes the following factors: the autopsy, according to the autopsy, Argentino died of traumatic brain injuries and had suffered 39 cuts and bruises to her head, ear, chin, arms, hands, back, buttocks, legs, and feet. The cuts and bruises were labeled as a possible sign of domestic abuse. The autopsy also determined that the fatal injury was consistent with being hit with a stationary object between 12 to 24 hours before she died. The autopsy was not released by the DA's office until 2013. As mentioned, it was ruled a homicide, and the Argentino family won a default judgment of $500,000 in a wrongful death suit against Snuka. Snuka never paid the family. Shocking. Alleging that he was too poor to afford a legal defense. As we talked about last week, police considered the fact that Snuka's story at the time of the incident, that she hit her head on the ground after he pushed her while they were horsing around outside their motel room, differed wildly from his autobiography, in which he said Argentina slipped and fell on her own while she was using the restroom at a rest stop. The Morning Call's report notes that there are at least 7 different public stories that Snuka has offered surrounding her death. The original grand jury report in 1983 noted, quote, "We believe it is important to note that James Snuka changed the location of the injuries in his discussion with the chaplain to happening on the highway traveling to the George Washington Motor Lodge, but still admitted that she sustained her injury after he shoved her and she fell backward, hitting her head on the concrete." Past domestic abuse allegations. Snuka has been accused of domestic abuse in the past, including in regard to Argentino. He was arrested in January of 1983 for allegedly assaulting her in Salina, New York, and pled guilty to harassment. In addition, Buddy Rogers and his wife Debbie alleged that Snuka beat his wife Sharon Georgie in October of 1983. Snuka's attorney, William E. Moore, told the New York Daily News that Snuka is not only battling stomach cancer, but also suffers from partial dementia. Shocking. Moore said, "Ask him a question. He smiles and nods. Ask him enough questions, and he'll admit to the Kennedy assassination." A hearing is set for September 21st. Snuka was reportedly wheelchair-bound and using a feeding tube when surrendered to authorities on Tuesday. Now, in the least surprising news this week, WWE has completely scrubbed Jimmy Snuka from WWE.com, and searching for Snuka only finds results for his daughter, Tamina. WWE issued the following statement, noting they've suspended his Legends contract, which led to the removal of his profile. Quote, "Jimmy Snuka's non-wrestling Legends contract has been suspended, and we are currently removing his images from our media platforms, pending the outcome of his case." So,
in related news, Vacant got a couple more title reigns.
Yeah. Awful quiet all of a sudden.
Oh, I'm totally not doing anything.
It's just because you're talking to the side of your microphone instead of the front of it.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's better.
That was my fault. That's why when I started talking into it, I started to whisper.
Yeah. Sean says she needs to learn how to take a pile driver bump. Jimmy Snuka from the police transcript.
I'm sure.
And his other comment has to do with our other update from last week. Sean says, quote, a fan jumped the rail and walked the aisle with Seth Rollins. Security immediately said, we've warned you about this several times, Ms. Schreiber. Since WWE fired developmental diva Zara Schreiber over Nazi-themed pictures she had posted to her Instagram in 2012, there has been some question as to her deletion of the photos. While common perception seems to be that she deleted the pics a long time ago, that doesn't seem to be the case. Cage Side Seats appears to have been the original source of the story, which had noted that on August 29th of 2015, 2 days before she was eventually fired, the photos had still been on her account. The screenshots of the pics, now widely disseminated and depicting a My Little Pony in Nazi gear and various swastika regalia, were taken at the time of the initial report. Schreiber was released from WWE on August 31st. By that point, the photos had been deleted. In light of the recent controversy surrounding the social media activity of Ms. Schreiber, the Wrestling Observer reports that WWE is going to start performing more thorough background checks of the social media accounts for prospective talents before signing them.
I feel like you should have been doing that already.
I was going to say, I want to focus on the word start there because it seems a little late for that. Schreiber was previously involved in a scandal where nude pictures of her and Seth Rollins were posted on social media by Rollins' now ex-fiance. She got in trouble again after the Nazi artwork, and this is what led to her termination. Also, a source noted that talents who are looking to work for WWE should start deleting any questionable material from their social media accounts. In addition, the report states that it was suggested that women wrestlers should delete any heavily sexually themed photos immediately. The problem is that even if controversial material is deleted, there is still a chance of there being some record of it online.
Yep.
That's
what happens, folks. Don't do dumb shit, and then you won't have to worry about this.
Yeah. All right. Sean says, we are removing Jimmy Snuka from the Hall of Fame due to this controversy. We are also removing his daughter from television because she's dookie.
Oh,
womp. Where's my mouse pointer? There it is. All right. So let's go to the voicemails. Only the one this week, but it's from Sal, so this will take up 15 minutes.
Oh, hold on. Let me get a pillow.
Yeah.
What's up, Adam and Troy? I'm definitely sure that at least you two are on this week. There's anybody else? Hi. But, nevertheless, I'm calling this week to talk about Monday Night Raw, but it was kind of confusing and not really that great. It had its moments. I thought the ending was kind of weird because, yes, Sting threw the statue in the garbage truck, but then after that, instead of them just going off the air when it got crunched in the garbage truck, they had Seth throw a tantrum, and then it cut to Austin and getting ready to interview Edge and Christian, and it was kind of like, by the way, yes, this episode is over. So see you guys on the network. And I was like, wow, that ended kind of weird. Just to get on to a little bit of business, I heard rumors that Baron Corbin will be the third man. And then I heard that because that leaked, now they don't want to use Baron Corbin anymore against the Wyatts at Night of Champions. I hope it's not Baron Corbin. He's not ready. He has no personality. And can't you guys find somebody else besides Baron fucking Corbin? Christ, I'll even take Samoa Joe in that feud, but that's probably not going to happen. Other than that, thank God they moved Charlotte's title defense up to next week. Here's for hoping she wins. Hell, with the whole streak on the line, or AJ's record on the line, maybe, just maybe, that could be the main event. Imagine a Divas match main eventing Raw. God, that hasn't happened in like 10 years. And to Troy's point on that, everybody does always throw back to the Trish and Lita days. I think the girls are much more athletic these days. Like he had pointed out, you know, yeah, Lita was doing moonsaults, and Trish got better when she got started. But I mean, look at what the girls are doing now. So all I got to say is top rope reverse Hurricanrana. Yeah, good luck matching that. So glad to see that. Glad to see they separated Paige and Sasha Banks. I think that should be a good feud if they let them go. It's kind of a high-impact short match on Raw. Not really the match she had with Bayley, but I'm confident those two can put on a good program. And the only other thing on Raw that I'm really excited about is Kevin Owens going against Ryback in the near future, hopefully at Night of Champions. We got Ryback away from the Big Show. To put him with a talker like Kevin Owens could be money. And I'll have to see where they go with it. Other than that, guys, I'll talk to you next week.
Okay. First point to the end of Raw. The end of Raw was a little awkward because that is not the kind of ending that you have on Raw when you then need to promote something that's immediately following Raw on the network. Because you can't have that awkward Seth throwing a temper tantrum. It's not a match ending, so there's not a hard out. It's just Seth throwing a temper tantrum and then kind of go, like Sal said, okay, that's enough of that. Go to the network for Edge and Christian on the podcast.
I feel like if you rewatch that, you could probably watch Seth eyes just being like,
Are we still here?
are we still recording?
We still doing this?
This is the time that normally John Cena comes out for a match, right? To send the fans home happy. What's going on? Why are we still on the air?
Wait, are you still talking about Raw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it could easily be used for this too.
That statue when it was in the dump truck there, that bronze had a mysteriously similar composition to brown painted wood. That was a little weird.
I got it. See, the WWE is all about going green, so they've decided to take all of the tables that the Dudley Boys have been smashing and have repurposed them into Seth Rollins' statue.
Yeah. Sean says Sting smashed Seth's statue. Try saying that 10 times fast and you'll know how Jack Swagger feels every day of his life. And the ending of Raw, smashy smashy, and now a podcast with two Canadians. What was the next point? The next week, there's no way that Nikki versus Charlotte main events Raw because the record will be broken before the end of hour 3. So,
not to mention, Nikki Bella will never main event anything.
It certainly shouldn't main event anything
ever. If we're ever going to get a main event for the women, it's going to be Sasha, Paige, or Becky, or any number of those three mixed in there in the match. It's not going to be Nikki Bella. And don't get your hopes up because Nikki Bella's breaking that record.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Also, I have a huge problem with Charlotte being the one to get the title shot.
Yeah, you're not the only one with that. I've heard a lot of that. I've heard a lot of grumbling about that online.
Even the fans don't want Charlotte to get this push. even the fans of the Divas Revolution are like, wait, so not Becky Lynch, not Sasha Banks, who's insanely over, but Charlotte, the tall, dorky daughter of Ric Flair.
Because she's got the pedigree. She's got the pedigree, son.
Yeah, nobody cares.
No.
You know what? Tamina Snuka's got the... Oh, wait. Never mind.
Who's her dad again?
He's like the 20-time world champion, Vacant.
Yeah. She's Vacant's daughter. Shades of her father, Vacant.
Oh, no, it's the Vacant Splash.
Shades of her vacant father, I think, speaks too close to realism. Speaking of Nikki Bella,
a dementia joke.
We talked. Well, I was thinking absentee father, but dementia as well.
No, I think you're thinking about her tag team partner, Naomi.
PW Insider has an update on the title reign of WWE Divas champion Nikki Bella. We were talking last week about when was the last time she defended the title again. Bella has not performed in a singles match on SmackDown in 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, she has not had a title defense on pay-per-view in nearly 3 months. Her last televised title defense was against Paige and Tamina at Beast in the East 2 months ago. So Sean's got another challenge for Troy on the side. We'll get to that in a second.
I barely pay attention to the podcast I'm doing. You really think I'm going to be able to do another one?
So we were talking last week. When was the last time she defended her title? Turns out it was Beast in the East 2 months ago, and another month before that.
I'm pretty sure that
they're not padding this title reign at all.
I'm pretty sure I saw that she's only defended the title 10 times this year.
You remember back in the good old days when they had that rule where you had the champion had to defend every 30 days?
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do.
Those were the good old days.
Which would mean at the bare minimum she should defend it 12 times a year. But let's not forget that your average wrestler wrestles about 150 to 200 matches a year.
Mm-hmm.
And of those, like, let's call it, because she's a diva, let's call it 100 matches. 10% of those title defenses for a champion. Not even like your throwaway, like, I'm putting the belt on line, or the authority's telling me I got to put the belt on the line. I guess I'm going to have to face this chick. Yeah, here's your Divas Revolution. Oh, by the way, we forgot. Oh, we're talking about breaking her record, and oh yeah, that's right. If we have her defend at the pay-per-view, it'll already be. Oh yeah, I guess we gotta hastily throw together a match on Raw.
No, she petitioned the authority. We have another creepy story about the Bellas later, but we'll get to that in a little bit. While we go back to Sal's voicemail. Paige versus Sasha. Common complaint, and I think it was Jim Ross who brought it up on his podcast this week. A common complaint, or in his blog or some shit. Common complaint about the Divas Revolution is that they're trying to elevate 9 people at once.
Yep.
And it doesn't work that way.
No.
So now we're splitting off Paige and Sasha, which we talked about last week, which is totally cool. Paige and Sasha, I'm sure, can throw together some really good matches. You got Charlotte and Nikki for the title. That'll be probably at least 2 matches. Mm-hmm. That leaves us with
Becky taking on all comers.
Yeah,
Idea for a porno?
Becky Lynch, Alicia Fox, Tamina, and Naomi.
And you're forgetting there's another member of that, Brie.
Yeah, fuck her. Oh my God, Brie Bella on Raw last night, ripping off Paul Heyman. Go fuck yourself.
That's right.
Like,
no, literally, like, and then record it.
A rusty steel dildo. Go fuck yourself.
And then record it because there's good money in that. I'm sure there's a fetish out there somewhere.
Oh, that just made me mad.
Threw up on my mouth a little bit there. We said it from the get-go. You can't have this many people. Take a cue from NXT. NXT gives you one consistent storyline. Belts on the line. Here's your contender. Sometimes you have more than one contender, which works good, but 4 tops is what we've had. We've had 3 contenders and a champion. We've not had 9 people. Considering that you're only going to give them 1, maybe 2 segments a night, you need to have more than one storyline going on. And now we're starting to do it, but there's still too many people. And we still have one person down at NXT that everyone wants to see get brought up too, and that's Bayley. Imagine if we had Bayley up here too. How much of a clusterfuck that would be.
Yeah. Speaking of Bayley, you want to throw up in your mouth a little bit some more? The plan is reportedly for Bayley to feud with Dana Brooke.
I already lost my dinner over this.
And then Eva Marie over the NXT women's title. Because those 2 deserve shots.
And Eva Marie will probably win the belt.
WWE officials want to validate Eva Marie by making her the NXT women's champion. They believe, wrongly might I add, but they believe they can tell the story of her proving her critics wrong through her hard work. Mm-hmm. Which really doesn't work if that hard work doesn't fucking amount to any goddamn talent.
Yep.
It's believed that Eva Marie wouldn't have made title motions at the TakeOver special unless the plan was Eva versus Bayley.
Yeah.
Why are they going to ruin Bayley like this?
I think
After she's worked so hard to get where she is and finally gets the title, and now they're going to give her fucking Dana Brooke and Eva Marie, the two worst female wrestlers on the roster.
The biggest issue here is not why are you going to ruin Bayley? Why are you going to ruin NXT by pushing a WWE person down our throats like this?
Because she's on Total Divas.
And I don't give a fuck.
No.
Total Divas is a WWE thing. It's not NXT Total Divas. They don't talk about it on there. Nobody wants to see this shit. If you want to redeem her, give her that fucking butterfly belt and then retire both of them with a shotgun. All right? I don't want to see it. Nobody at Full Sail wants to see it. They're going to shit all over this. And this is not going to be one of your, hey, she's a heel, they're booing. This is going to be
X-Pac heat is what this is.
Exactly.
This is go away heat.
This is go away heat. This is I don't like what I'm seeing. This isn't, oh, that persnickety bad guy, he did it again. This is this worthless piece of shit is getting something that she doesn't deserve.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing over you at the fact that you actually used the word persnickety in a sentence.
Correctly, mind you.
Yes, indeed.
Here's the thing. Trish Stratus, when she was hired, was a fitness model.
Yes.
People hated her for obvious reasons. The wrestling smarks hated her for obvious reasons because she was a pretty face. She did work hard. I think that they are thinking that because Eva Marie put in 2 months working with Spanky, that means that she has got her big Trish Stratus road to redemption. That's not the case. Trish Stratus continued to work incredibly hard for the entire time. And it took a good 2 years before she was legitimately going for the championship all the time because she had actually put in her work. She went on the road and was wrestling over and over and over again. Eva Marie has been wrestling on NXT, which means she does a couple matches in one sitting.
Eva Marie trained for 3 months with Brian Kendrick and then forgot to kick out of a 2 count.
Yes. My only hope is that
you have enough beer to stomach an Eva Marie title reign.
That's right. My only hope is that maybe we'll be lucky and Bayley will just use one of her Bayley to belly suplexes and just snap that bitch's neck in half.
Word. All read everything, including the canvas, because it better be a bloodbath. Onto the side, just to clear out these comments here. Sean says, Brie Bella is greater than Paul Heyman. Ever heard of Paul Mode? No? Exactly.
That's
Kill
right.
yourself.
Very true.
Nice job on the Mussolini Orton picture. Now do Big Show Stalin. Check out our YouTube videos for that. And for those this is the one that made me laugh during your thing there, and I apologize for being distracting. For those parts of his theme song when he raises his arms into the air, I feel like Finn Balor should utilize Bayley's wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. You're welcome, Hunter. That's
tremendous.
Would be hysterical. Oh my, that would be amazing. Okay, back to Sal. Kevin Owens versus Ryback. Is this finally a chance to put a singles title on Kevin Owens? One can only hope, but given past history, I'm going to say probably not.
I'm going to say, here's the thing. In the words of Daniel Bryan, I like the Ryback. I did like him more before this current Intercontinental Championship run, and that's sad because the dude deserved this. He deserved to get a sustained title run because he's put in years and years, almost got fired, did get fired, things like that. The guy, I mean, say what you will about his wrestling ability, say what you will about the fact that he's kind of a Goldberg clone. He did put in his time.
Yeah.
And
the staph infection was definitely poorly timed.
Yeah, for sure. But honestly, even with that, if this was their plan, was to continue to have him feud with the Big Show and with the Miz, it's not working. Especially when you have, first of all, you probably shouldn't put anyone with the Miz who isn't a superstar, because the Miz will outshine him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. Ryback's not great on the mic. Doesn't need to be. It would be nice if Kevin Owens would get the belt, but I don't see it happening. They had their opportunity with the US belt, and it was a bigger, lovely. It was that was a whole other thing. But I don't know. It would be nice, but I don't see it happening. I think at best, eventually, they'll have Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt as the Fat Pack, and they'll win the tag team belts for a couple of months.
Sean says Kevin Owens versus Ryback, the feud where both men's catchphrase is "Feed me more."
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Kevin Dunn.
You're part of the problem, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would love to see Kevin Owens with a singles belt. Yeah, I think he absolutely deserves it and has earned it. Should have given him the United States Championship, but then we wouldn't have a statue made of wood that's supposed to be bronze that Sting could destroy in a dump truck.
I mean, he still could have done it, just wouldn't have had 2 belts on it.
No, he only got the belt because he was the first ever WWE and United States champion.
That's because that belt didn't exist before.
Shh. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But there's one other thing I had to talk about Raw, and I don't remember what it was now. Raw was weird for me last night because I watched it out of order because there were times when the Wi-Fi would work and would let me watch stuff off the DVR upstairs, and there was times when the Wi-Fi would not work, and so I had to watch live. And so I was watching like recorded stuff and then live for a bit and then back to the recorded. And then I got to the thing that I watched live. So I skipped past that. And then I watched it in a very strange order last night. It was very bizarre.
So I was following your progress there on Twitter, and then you kind of stopped going for a little bit. So I figured you were actually trying to get things fixed out instead of just tweeting about how pissed off you were. And that nobody wins in that situation. We need you to continue to post incredibly hateful statements on Twitter about how terrible your internet is.
I am good at posting hateful statements on Twitter. Okay, Xavier Woods with a trombone is my favorite thing in WWE right now. I'm just going to flat out say that.
Yep, and then just wait. In a couple of weeks, you'll hate it.
Gorgeous.
Because WWE will just continue to ram it down our throats. We'll probably get a New Day shirt with little trombones all over it, too. Sorry. The front will say the New Day. Right above, right on the neck part there, it'll have a little trombone that says the New Day. Because every WWE shirt is exactly the same, just with swapped graphics to it.
The backstage segment with them and the Dudleys and Edge and Christian was gorgeous.
Which is exactly why I'm wearing my Matt Hardy shirt today. Eventually, WWE will come back for you, Matt.
No,
and if they can dig up your brother's grave, and resurrect his body, and then probably like duct tape it back together, you guys will totally have another run of those championships.
Big E trying to eat the kazoo. I literally laughed out loud. That was fantastic. And yeah, him playing the was it the Final Fantasy victory theme on the trombone?
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous. Yes, I love the New Day. So next week on Raw, we have the New Day versus the what's the Primetime Players, I think, for WWE Tag Team Championships, and the winner of that match goes on to Night of Champions to face the Dudley Boys for the tag team titles.
And here is yet another example of the writers being terrible at their jobs. Because they literally sat there and are like, oh, yeah, the Dudley Boys are going to face the New Day. And then someone in the back of the room was like, the Primetime Players never got their rematch. You're like, oh, fuck. Raw. Put them on Raw.
Yeah, we've only been building to New Day versus Dudley Boys since the Dudley Boys came back 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So.
Right.
This
is your only job. Your only job. And you suck at it.
The other thing that happened on Raw was one of Carmen Fernandiego attacking El Torito. There was a story and rumors that there's discussion within the company about repackaging Los Matadores. The report doesn't say whether it be a complete gimmick change or just an updating of the current gimmick. I think we saw the beginning of that last night when they beat the shit out of the midget dressed as a bull that everybody insists is actually a bull.
I'm really hoping that we get Primo and Epico back, and then the bull comes back, except he's like a chupacabra.
The bull comes back and he's dressed as Carlito.
Yes, there you go. He just comes back with like a little tiny apple, and he's just like he sneezes it up instead.
Sean says, what better way to hype a pay-per-view full of title matches than by giving away 2 title matches on free TV?
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. What else do I have?
Oh no.
What?
Well, I was trying to find. It's really
You're
hard
trying to find
make...
a picture of Stalin to turn into the Big Show.
I have a picture of Stalin. That's the easy part. The problem is that Stalin's got this big ass mustache,
Exactly.
and I can't find a good picture of like clean shaven Big Show because it really doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think I'm gonna have to just do mustache upon mustache at this point.
That works. That's fine.
And the only thing I'm gonna be able to do is I'm gonna have to use crying Big Show. There's just nothing else I can do. Hold on, let me actually type in crying Big Show. Hey, look, there's 1,000 pictures.
I think that was everything from Sal's voicemail. I don't think I missed anything, did I?
I don't think so.
All right.
Oh, what to choose?
Let's do this. Okay, so according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there is quite a bit of heat on Leva Bates from other NXT talent. Of course, she is Blue Pants.
Wait, what?
I don't remember the Spanish word for bull.
I just took Spanish. I should know this.
I know yellow. I remember yellow.
And, I remember red is rojas.
Yeah, and green. But for some reason, I can't remember blue right now. Anyway, the site reports that talent is upset that she was brought in for NXT TakeOver despite not being under an NXT deal, as it allows her to sell her own merchandise without giving WWE a cut. Combined with the fact that she's been able to increase her indie booking fees because of her NXT TV presence, she's making more money than a lot of NXT talent, which is the source of the tension. She also doesn't have to go through the daily training at the Performance Center. So for God's sake, just sign her and give her an actual name and an actual theme song, please.
Or repackage her with Los Matadores, and she could be Pantalones Azules.
Azul, yeah.
Azul, yeah. just keep moving on.
Sean, in lieu of your plight to find a good picture of Big Show to put a Stalin mustache on, says, "Okay, I'll make it easier for you. Hirohito Yoshitatsu, or perhaps Kim Jong Undertaker."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sean. Less than a month until Monday Night Raw.
That's right.
In Boston. Question of the week. Let's do the question of the week.
Yay.
Since we forgot to do it last week. And by we, I mean me. I forgot to do it last week. What is that metal lamp-like structure related to The Undertaker in WWE?
I don't even know the actual answer to that. What is that in reference to?
The urn.
Oh, the urn?
Yeah, the metal lamp-like structure.
There's a person who doesn't know what an urn is?
Apparently not. That's the Undertaker's nightlight.
Oh.
You see, when the Undertaker and King were children, they were both very afraid of the dark.
Mm.
And so Undertaker's mommy and daddy, before they died in that horrific fire, had a little nightlight for the Undertaker and Kane to keep the monsters out from under their bed. Of course, it didn't work, and now they're both evil dick-kicking bastards.
Yeah. That is the urn that carries the pushes of every single person he faced at WrestleMania.
All right. I promised creepy. Here is creepy. WWE executive John Laurinaitis
Oh, now I remember.
is now engaged to Kathy Coles, which I believe is a type of laxative. If you don't recognize that name, that's okay. But Coles is the mother of the Bella twins and regularly appears on Total Divas.
Hey, do you remember when we were talking about the fact that Nikki Bella was going to break that record? Yeah, about that.
Nikki Bella is going to break Mae Young's Fabulous Moolah's record at this point. WWE has acknowledged the recent engagement of former Raw general manager John Laurinaitis and Kathy Coles. Again, laxative. The mother of WWE divas Nikki and Brie Bella. This will make Laurinaitis the stepfather of the Bella twins and the stepfather-in-law to Daniel Bryan. And presumably at some point, the stepfather-in-law of John Cena, if Nikki has her way. The article posted the following on the announcement, quote, as revealed on the Instagram account of the mother of the Bella twins, Kathy Coles, laxative, former Raw general manager John Laurinaitis is now the future stepfather of Nikki and Brie and father-in-law of Daniel Bryan. The happy couple celebrated their engagement over dinner with Nikki and John Cena, who Laurinaitis battled and defeated at WWE Over the Limit 2012. Leave it to the lovely Bella women to get two old rivals, really, to put down their swords and pick up their wine glasses.
Oh my God, who wrote this?
Gross.
In funnier news, John Laurinaitis once said that Daniel Bryan wouldn't make him any money. So that'll be an interesting Thanksgiving.
Question of the week: without paying for it, where can I go to get some stink on my dink?
The Bella household.
You have a girlfriend, so I'm going to say your bedroom. Schwap. I got a lot of little stories this week and then a couple of big ones. So,
well, and if you give me just 1 minute, I'll have a really big announcement for you here.
Is it related to Big Show Stalin?
I don't know. Is it? Let's see.
Kurt Angle has revealed that he will be taking time off from professional wrestling next year. Angle appeared on Mark Madden's show and said that he will not be re-signing with TNA when his contract is up in January. There's still going to be a thing in January. That's adorable. Now he will go for a deal with WWE. Angle didn't say how much time he'll be taking off, but he did note that he is close to 100% physically and will be back for TNA's Bound for Glory in Charlotte. Kurt Angle, WWE. Yeah, fucking right?
Yeah. By the way, there's no guarantee he'll be back ever for TNA because there's no guarantee TNA will exist.
Exactly. That's a fair to middling Big Stalin.
It's kind of warped there, but check in on the rundown Facebook in just a second here because it's going up. This is what happens when we have a Monday off.
Yeah. TMZ reports that Alicia Fox and Paige had an altercation with a drunk woman at a restaurant in Baltimore. The two were at Sapano's Prime Steakhouse, Seafood and Pasta when a woman approached them and began to take pictures and videos. Eventually, a heated argument happened and drinks started to fly from both sides. Employees eventually stopped the fight and all three were kicked out of Sapano's. So much for that diva revolution, huh?
And by employees, we mean the camera guys for Total Divas, because this was probably videotape for that.
Yeah. Why are Alicia Fox and Paige having dinner together? They're on different sides of this diva, of this whole. They're enemies. They shouldn't be having diva together. Diva together. They shouldn't have dinner together.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on here? I mean, the next thing you know, like, you'll tell me Kane and Undertaker aren't really brothers.
Remember when Edge and Christian used to be brothers?
Yeah,
and
whatever happened to that?
And now they're just best friends.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
now I
weird.
realize where your daughters learned that finger in the dumper trick. John Laurinaitis to his fiance. Last of the small stories. Bo Dallas set to get a new gimmick in WWE, but the exact details are unknown at this point. He hinted at the change on SmackDown when he showed a more aggressive side against R-Truth and debuted a new finisher. During an interview, he said he thought it was, quote, really funny, unquote, and fans are going to see a more humorous side of him.
I thought that's what we already had.
Are they bringing back the Misfits in action?
Maybe. Or his new gimmick is going to be unemployed. Oh, wait, his brother still works for us. I guess he's going back to NXT. Also, Adam Rose is getting a new gimmick at some point in time, but we're not sure what that is.
No.
It's something. But you know what it's not? Stalin Show.
Well, it's the Stalin Show.
Dun.
All right, let's.
We taking away your freedoms now. I could keep going, but that hurts my throat to do.
Yeah. There it is. All right, let's do some trivia. Hopefully, it's better this week. Sal says Sal apologized to me for sucking at the trivia last week. He said I was doing it quick. All right.
Guys, we got a really interesting quiz this week. I thought maybe this would be a little bit more difficult than the Sting one, but it involves one of the greatest characters ever created on WWF TV, and that is the character portrayed as Mr. McMahon. Now, I could ask you a million things about Vince and his personal life and his father and how he came up in the business. I'm not going to do that. This is strictly about the Mr. McMahon character that has been portrayed on TV. So, let's get started. Question number 1. Who was the wrestler that represented Vince McMahon in the Battle of the Billionaires?
Umaga.
Yep.
The answer is Umaga.
That is true.
Umaga represented Vince. Bobby Lashley represented Donald Trump, or shall I say, Mein Führer, next president. And, of course, Steve Austin was the special guest referee.
He's got the jokes.
Question number 2. What championship has Mr. McMahon, what championships have Mr. McMahon held in his career?
ECW.
Yep. WWE.
WWE. I feel like he was a tag team champion.
I was going to say hardcore, but I don't think he was actually ever hardcore champion. I'm just going to go with those two.
I'm gonna go with the 3. I'm gonna go with he was a tag team champion.
Tag team champion.
The answer is he was the ECW World Champion, and he was also the WWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh.
Question number 3.
Technically, we were both wrong.
First person to physically assault Vince on WWF television.
The first person to physically assault Vince on WWF television.
This is tough because he was an announcer for a while, so maybe somebody physically assaulted him there. So maybe I'm gonna go with a Macho Man.
I'm pretty sure it was Bret Hart.
See,
because if you remember, after that cage match, he threw that temper tantrum. I think it was Bret Hart.
I was thinking that, so that might be.
Well, that answer is Bret Hart. After Bret Hart laid into him with a seething promo that just ripped him apart, he shoved him down, and that was the first time anybody put their hands on Vince.
Also, I think the first time Bret Hart ever swore in his life. That's just bullshit.
Nice.
In television. Question number 4. Who did Vince face in his first ever match?
Oh. Who did Vince face in his first ever match?
Oh. My first initial thought was Triple H.
I'm gonna go. I feel like I'm gonna go the obvious route and pick Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Well, that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Question number 5, at what pay-per-view? I don't know if you guys are going to get this one. The answer is...
Oh, I didn't realize that was just the question. At what pay-per-view did he have his first match against Stone Cold Steve Austin? I think that's the question.
Okay. Because that wasn't conveyed appropriately.
Yeah, no.
Rumble?
I'm going to say the cage match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
In Your House, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Question number 6, who did Vince beat to win the WWF Championship?
Oh, God damn it. I just had this in my head. He won it and vacated it. So I feel like, given the time, it has to be the Stone Cold or The Rock. I'm going to go with Stone Cold because I think then that might have been the time The Rock was a bad guy and then he awarded The Rock with the belt. Or Triple H he awarded with the belt. I forget which one.
And the first thing that jumped into my head was Triple H.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my perfect score on the line here and say, and
fuck
guess
off.
guess Triple H.
And the answer...
It's The Rock.
Game. He lost to his father-in-law. Sorry. Question number 7. After months of forcing wrestlers to join the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club, whose ass was Vince himself forced to kiss?
Was that the Big Show in that awful tag team Hell in a Cell match against DX?
I was thinking Jim.
Or was
I was
that
thinking
later
Jim
on?
Ross.
You think Jim Ross? Okay.
I thought that was like the big thing, like, oh, Ross got his revenge, but that might have been like the third person to to kiss ass on.
The answer is Rikishi. That's when The Rock forced Vince to kiss Rikishi's ass. Question number 8. When Vince purchased WCW on that final episode of Nitro, who did Vince fire on live TV?
Is that Jeff Jarrett?
I feel like it was Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah,
because I thought that was the big fuck you to him.
Yeah.
The answer is Jeff Jarrett. He straight out fired Jeff Jarrett on live TV, and that was a shoot. But his character is the one who fired him. Question number 9. Vince has unsuccessfully attempted to fire Paul Heyman, Randy Orton, and John Cena on live TV. Always gets interrupted in some way. So, name 3 people that Vince actually successfully fired on TV.
3 people that Vince McMahon successfully fired on TV. Jeff Jarrett. No.
That's technically true.
Jim Ross, for sure.
Jim Ross, yeah. This is tough because you said it to so many fucking people.
Yeah.
I feel like he's fired Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Because I think then Stone Cold was coming back as like a vigilante.
The vigilante sting?
Yes. God, it's tough.
Didn't he fire Mick Foley at one point too?
Probably. So I think we're going with Jeff Jarrett, Mick Foley, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And Jim Ross. We're overachieving.
And The Rock.
And the answer is, and this was hard to find out who Vince actually fired, because he always gets interrupted or stopped. He fired Eric Bischoff. He fired John Laurinaitis.
Oh, yeah.
He fired Vicky Guerrero.
Oh, yeah.
And he fired Mick Foley. So any one of those answers.
You got 1 out of 3.
Out of 4.
I can't say that was on live TV, but if you said it, that's technically true.
Hang on. We missed that because we were laughing at how much we sucked at that question. But he said he also fired Austin, but that was on pay-per-view, so I can't count it as live TV.
So we got 2. And technically,
think about that sentence. Pay-per-views aren't live TV.
Mm-hmm. Hey, buddy, SmackDowns aren't live TV. And technically, we were actually correct because we said Jeff Jarrett, who the previous question informed us he fired.
That's a point for both of us.
That's a point for both of us. I'll still lose, but I'm going to take that point.
I lost my perfect score on that one.
And Sal, go fuck yourself.
And at number 10, name 3 of the 6 members in the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club.
William Regal,
definitely. Jim Ross, definitely.
Yeah. Shane O'Mac. Stone Cold, I feel like. Potentially, maybe not. No, maybe not Stone Cold. Maybe The Rock, though.
Did John Laurinaitis ever kiss ass on TV?
It was probably Laurinaitis, and I don't think it was Vicky Guerrero.
No. So yeah, definitely William Regal, definitely Jim Ross.
Yeah.
Jim Ross was unconscious at the time, but
yeah, but it still counts. Yeah.
And we're gonna guess John
the
Laurinaitis.
WWE universe.
Yeah.
The answer is William Regal, who was the first member, Jim Ross, Shawn Michaels, Shane McMahon. Thank you, Sean.
You got Shane
Mick
McMahon.
Foley, and Hornswoggle. And that's the quiz this week, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys later.
I'm gonna give you a point for that one because you did say Shane McMahon.
Still lost. That's the only reason you give me a point. Hey, it was closer.
8-4.
I'm bad.
8-4 on that one. All right, let's go back. Don't do that.
If they were actual stakes, I would still lose.
Steak. Okay. So, blank. Okay. All right. There's 2 big stories this week. I scroll down to the bottom of my thing here.
The first being apparently that Bo Dallas and Adam Rose are actually just switching.
Yes. Sean says, inside scoop, Bo Dallas and Adam Rose are actually just switching gimmicks. Question number 3, how awesome will it be when Vince McMahon is chosen as Donald Trump's vice president? And the first person to physically assault Vince off television was Nails. Good old Nails.
I believe you just did a party foul.
Sure. There's been a lot of talk as of late regarding the future of TNA and its relationship with Destination America.
Like
the
60% of the jokes are done here.
Yeah, pretty much. The Wrestling Observer is reporting that there is a lot of major concern behind the scenes in TNA on the future of the company. It is now September, surprise, and there is no word yet on the company's status on Destination America. As previously reported, September is rumored to be the final month of TNA on Destination America. The company has taped the next several weeks of Impact Wrestling in advance, and there are no tapings set for future episodes. In addition, other international versions of the Discovery Network have started pulling Impact. According to the previous reports, Destination America sent an internal memo that the company was opting out of its multi-year deal with TNA Wrestling. In addition, TNA being pulled not necessarily due to poor ratings, but because of production costs and the difficulty Destination America had selling advertising during TNA's airtime. Unfortunately for TNA, ratings have not improved since the show moved to Wednesday. PW Insider is reporting that TNA officials insist that major announcements are coming. However, the officials who are talking do not even know for sure if Impact Wrestling will stay on Destination America after September. In TNA's deal with Discovery Communications, one point was Discovery would be able to syndicate Impact Wrestling in any market where TNA didn't already have an existing TV deal. TNA has yet to make an announcement for future TV tapings. Womp.
Yeah. About that. So at this point, you do have to feel that TNA would probably be best served no longer being on television. Because they're putting so much money into like maintaining that they're going to have a television deal and everything like that, when honestly you'd be better off at this point just kind of pulling the plug on it and being like, look, we're gonna go back to just doing some live shows here and there, go maybe take it on the road. You can have less production value, you don't spend nearly as much money that you don't have, and just become an idiot again, and maybe eventually you'd work your way back up to actually getting a deal. But I don't know, man. Either that or you really need Jeff Jarrett to just buy your company and absorb it.
Take the ROH route, prove that you're actually worthy of a TV deal, and then maybe you'll get a TV deal.
Yeah,
But until then, it's been nice knowing you.
Yep.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Don't let the good Lord hit you. Ah, son of a bitch. Yeah, so fuck TNA.
Sean has an idea for a little production idea for the end of the episode. We might do that. So if you ever wanted to hear what it would sound like to hear Mick sexually assault someone, it'll probably be at the end of this episode.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm glad that I don't actually listen to the episodes I'm on.
According to WWE.com, Lana suffered a wrist injury while working out in the ring before a WWE live event in Fairfax, Virginia over the weekend. WWE's senior ringside physician, Dr. Scott Hamann, certainly a well-respected and knowledgeable and trustworthy doctor in the wrestling business, had the following to say, quote, during a training session Sunday afternoon, Lana had sustained an injury in the ring. We attended to her and noticed that she had a deformity of her wrist. We obtained x-rays which showed I'm going to pronounce that, Colles fracture, and we put her in a splint. Most of these Colles fractures do better surgically than non-surgically, especially in younger patients. Most likely this will require an operation, which will take her out of active competition for approximately 4 months.
This just in, Lana was in active competition, apparently.
Lana then posted the following on Instagram, quote, I have dedicated my entire life to becoming the best sports entertainer I could be. Every since I have debuted in WWE, I have continued to go to WWE NXT and come hours early before live events to train and learn how to fight. I wanted my first match to make the WWE Universe proud. My wrist fracture is proof that WWE and professional wrestling is not fake, but very real. This is a bump in the road and can be discouraging, but for every person that has believed in me and has ever chanted, we want Lana, I will keep going. Yeah. From here forward, I will share every part of my journey to my first match. Thank you to every fan that has cheered for me and chanted my name. You all give me the strength to be brave. I will continue to give everything I have to becoming one of the greatest women in WWE and entertainment. However, it's possible she was just working a training storyline and wasn't actually training. A source told Brian Alvarez that Lana has not been at the WWE Performance Center in, quote, forever, and is rarely at NXT live events. If she and Rusev are still together off screen, then they live in Nashville, making it harder for her to train in Orlando. Swerve, bitches!
I feel like this was what happened with the doctor. He comes in the ring, he looks down, he's like, wait, you call those wrists? They look like little girly wrists. Deformity? Get her out of the ring. Where was she wrestling that she got hurt?
She was training before a live event in Fairfax, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Training as in she was pumping away some dick? No? Come on.
Oh, carpal tunnel.
Sure, you can make all the dick jokes and cum jokes, and I can't make a single one. You give me those looks like this is a PG show. I really need you to stop doing those.
When have I ever said that? We earn that goddamn fucking explicit fucking tag on Apple on iTunes every week.
Yes, we do.
Fuck.
Anyone still listening to the show?
Fuck. That does it. for the rundown for this Tuesday, September 8th, 2015. I'm not even going to say it. I can't even say it. Go to audibletrial.com/rundown for a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial of Audible. Give me a little bit of money.
It has been way too many days since Nikki Bella won the WWE Divas Championship.
One is way too many days.
That's right.
APW returns Saturday, September 19th to the APW Arena in Newbury, Massachusetts. Elkmania 3, September 26th at the Beverly Hudson Elks Lodge in Beverly, Mass. Lucky Pro Wrestling presents Fall Frenzy at the Elks Lodge in Maynard, Mass. Saturday, September 26th as well. And Liberty States returns October 10th with Fall Fury. Follow me on Twitter to hear me bitch about my internet at Rundown Podcast. Send us an email to rundownwrestling@gmail.com or send us a voicemail to 206-202-6478, 206-20.
Angst.
Like us on Facebook. Tell your parents and your grandparents to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/rundownwrestling. To make a donation of the monetary variety, go to rundown.podomatic.com and click the PayPal donate button on the right-hand side of the page. If you donate at least $50, I will pimp your shit on the show. Watch archived episodes, including Dubstep Josh, Troy Makes Faces, Hitler Cena, and now Big Show Stalin at youtube.com/rundown podcast. And circle me on Google Plus at google.com/+AdamRundown host. Feeling constipated? Get some relief at tinyurl.com/distant horizons. Also go to shadowvane.net and patreon.com/shadowvane to support another great podcast. Even though that douche hasn't been on the show in weeks. Oh, I'm grading papers.
Oh, I'm doing something productive with my life. Oh.
Search for us on iTunes under the Rundown Wrestling Podcast. If you subscribe, you get the podcast delivered to you absolutely free each and every week for $0.00. If you cannot afford a monetary donation, leave an iTunes review, because that a 5-star review, because that helps other people find us. If you leave a text review, we will read your name and your text review at the end of a future episode. Sean says, "Did my comment about Lana get censored, or are you just ignoring it?"
I don't know. Did
Nope,
you enter
it looks to have gotten censored, Sean.
Perhaps
Perhaps you shouldn't have been so dirty. We're also available on Stitcher, Stitcher.com, or the Stitcher app on your iOS or Android device. Also free. Thanks to Tegan Brown for the logo. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks to Sean on the side. Thanks to Troy in the box.
Thank you.
Thanks to Sal on the voicemail.
Voicemail.
Thanks to iFightDragons at ifightdragons.com for the theme song. Next week, Night of Champions prediction time.
Yay!
Sean says, "Chasing Distant Horizons is perfect for getting those bowels flowing. Unfortunately, I read it on the bus."
Aw.
And as always, Jacob, good night and good luck. Fa. Dom. Go fuck yourself.
Bye-bye.
And tune in next week for another flowing and blowing episode of the Rundown Wrestling Podcast. Good night. You a dog?
There's a gold dust.
Oh.
So technically, yeah. My bad.
You're good at that beatbox thing.
I do it quite a bit.
You're a good beatboxer.
I'm gonna beat in that box.
Hey-o.
Yo!
Yink. Yeah. Effect. Noise removal.
There we go. We will see if they...
This is a test to see which words Google allows. Queef. Google allows the word queef.
Yes, sir.
I hesitate to ask him to text me whatever he typed that got censored by Google Plus.
Right. I don't know. I think it'd probably be pretty good.
Ow.
Ow. Swing it, smoothie. Oh, I'm gonna lose this shit.
What?
I am playing Pokemon Shuffle.
Pokemans?
Pokemans. But I'm going to lose.
Did you catch them all?
No, not even close. Oh no, he keeps freezing me.
I remember I used to play Pokemon Pinball on my Game Boy Color, and that was fun. I enjoyed the Pokemon's Pinball.
This is Pokemon Shuffle. It's one of those kinds of games where you have to like line up.
Not pinball, though.
No, it's not pinball.
I specifically said Pokemon's Pinball.
I know, but there is no Pokemon's Pinball for the iOS and iOS devices.
Man, that's some horse shit.
It is. They would be making bank on that.
What the fuck is that?
Duh, you motherfucker! Oh, there's no way I'm gonna beat this fucker.
Darling Show. I need a YouTube to MP3 converter. Do I still have that one? There it is. I do have it saved as a favorite. Aha, here we go. Okay. My comment was, oops, hang on. I got to go to the actual text message because it's too long for the preview. My comment was, when Lana injured herself, did she maintain the gimmick and yell in Russian, or did she break and yell, son of a bitch, bastard?
What did it?
Not nearly as horrible as I thought it was.
No, what did it censor on that?
Possibly for the word bitch.
You can say, get your pants down, take them down, do it. You can't say that. What's the worst context here? Oh, shit.
All right. So I am converting that YouTube video to MP3
Uh-oh.
to add at the end of the show.
Uh-oh. That's not going to be good. Oh, come on.
Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig. Click here to get your download link. And open up a pop-up that's going to give you a virus if you click on it. Holy Jesus. Thanks. Here's your download link.
Holy diver.
What is blessings in a backpack?
What?
I don't know. It's the ad at the bottom of the page. $1 million winners get paid to be a fan. Go away. Go the fuck away.
Are you Casey Kasem today?
And where's my goddamn script? We'll save this to the desktop. Splort.
Yes. I can see that. Butt rape is allowed.
This is another test of Google standards. Butt rape. I'm Casey Kasem. Butt rape. I kind of want to end the broadcast, but I also want Sean to continue testing Google standards. Fuckity fuck, 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 fuck.
Am I actually able to put a question on there or no? No, I'm not. Not while I'm doing this.
No, not as a member of the Hangout, only as a viewer.
Oh, that's
I
stupid.
have 12 comments on Facebook from during the podcast.
Oh, really?
I also have Googly Iron Man as one of my wallpapers right now. All right.
Where are you, Audacity?
Good night. Google Plus.